Coming up next, here on Golf America. We're heading along the Grand Strand of South Carolina this week as we'll take you around a wonderful Greg Norman designed golf course.
Stay straight. You want a straight line between your head and your tailbone. As soon as you start rounding like this.
Plus, golf fitness coach Mindy Boysen offers up another great exercise routine to help you get fit for golf and fit for life. And in our tip of the week, it's all about the bump and run. Golf America, a weekly look at the courses you play and the game we love, is brought to you by Antigua, apparel for your game, and by cyberlinksgolf.com, the home of golf course videos. Hi everyone, and welcome to the program. We're at the southern end of the Grand Strand this week at a private club owned and operated by McConnell Golf out of Raleigh, North Carolina. It is the Reserve Golf Club, home to a wonderful Greg Norman designed layout. Most would agree that this land filled with pine, live oaks, and cypress was the perfect canvas on which to create a championship-style golf course. For former PGA Tour standout turned golf course designer Greg Norman, his task was a simple one. Design a layout that is not very difficult, yet very challenging. About the Reserve, Norman said, "So while you won't have to hit it straight every hole, you're always going to have to think straight." When it opened back in 1998, the Reserve Golf Club distinguished itself as a private golf sanctuary amongst the crowded beachfront courses of South Carolina's Grand Strand. Owned and operated by McConnell Golf, the golf course here at the Reserve is ranked number 5 amongst nearly 100 golf courses that can be found in this part of the state. There are many aspects to the Reserve that make this course truly special. First, you will not find any rough on this layout.
As far as longer cut grass, you don't have inch-long rough here. It goes from fairway to sandy areas to pine strawed areas to what we call our rough. It's the wood line.
Over the years, the course has added some subtle changes. The original bent grass greens have been switched over to Champions Bermuda.
They're awesome. It's the best thing we've ever done.
And recently, McConnell Golf brought in golf course architect Richard Mandel to freshen up the layout. The bunkers received a facelift, as well as some of the waste areas. Yet, this still has the Norman signature design to it.
In my opinion, the biggest change was some of the low-lying areas around the greens, the runoffs that he changed that used to be fairly flat that are now have some slope to them.
While Norman offers the golfer an ample amount of fairway to hit to off the tee, the lack of rough makes it imperative that you find the short grass with your tee shot.
That's what makes it play a little tighter. We usually keep it fairly firm and fast, and yeah, if you've got one going sideways, there's no rough to stop it, and a lot of times it will run off into the wood.
With its 5 sets of tees, this golf course really is suitable for any level of player.
So the high handicappers can play this golf course, and it's a challenge for the low handicappers when you play it all the way back.
For the gifted golfer, the back championship tees played a 71-51 and offer a course rating of 73.9 and a slope of 140.
Our course record is 65. And there's a guy out on tour, I think his name's Dustin Johnson, who used to be a member here, who shot 65. Our head professional, Ryan Tyndall, also has tied the course record at 65. So that's not a real low score compared to most places have 63, 62, something like that.
For the mid-level handicapper, the reserve tees play to 66.88 and feature a course rating of 71.9 and a slope of 134. For the ladies, the forward tees play to an enjoyable 49.60. And if you plan on scoring on this Norman design, you'll need to take advantage of the shorter par 4s and several of the par 3s. As all 4 of the par 5s on this par 72 layout are average to above average in length. So keep it in the short grass off the tee, then navigate your way to the green, where most putting surfaces tend not to have a lot of undulation to them.
A lot of people say these greens are hard to read, and part of it is because they're reading too much into it, in my opinion, because they see a little slope, but it's very subtle.
The Greg Norman designed course at the Reserve Golf Club in Pawleys Island. A layout that members enjoy day in and day out at this McConnell Golf-owned property. Whether you're a seasoned pro or an avid fan of the game, this is what golf is all about. Fit for Golf and Fit for Life is brought to you by Antigua, apparel for your game.
Hi, I'm Mindy Brittner from Fit for Golf, Fit for Life, and we're here at Porter's Neck Country Club in Wilmington, North Carolina. Now, if you came to me as a golfer and you were asking my assistance with your golf swing, you want to hit farther, you want to hit better, you don't want to have any pain, you want to be injury-free, one of the first assessments I would do with you is something called the deep squat test or deep squat assessment. It doesn't require any weight. It just tells me, and it's going to tell you here in a few minutes, what your strengths and weaknesses are and what may be contributing to your inconsistency or your pain in your golf swing. So let's go ahead and try this. This is something you can do every day. I want you to grab a mirror, make sure you're in front of a mirror so you can actually see what you're doing. I want you to take your shoes off. You take your shoes off because that little bit of a heel lift in your shoe can be a little bit of a cheat. So you're going to take your feet in golf stance or a little bit wider than your hips. You're going to bring your arms out in front of you to counterbalance. As you reach your arms out in front of you, I want you to push your hips back behind you. Now, as you check yourself out in the mirror, you should have a pretty straight back. And when I say straight, you want a straight line between your head and your tailbone. As soon as you start rounding like this, your posture is broken. Something's going wrong. Okay, if you don't have any pain, you're going to keep going. If your back's nice and flat, you're going to keep going. Stop. As soon as these knees start going past your toes or your heels start to lift, we just found something. Maybe your ankles aren't as mobile as they need to be. Maybe your hips aren't as mobile as they need to be. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Oh, if you start to fall backwards, maybe your core's not kicking in. Start coming down, start coming down. Your goal would be that you can come down the entire way, and this should be relaxing. You can maybe move around a little bit, move to the right, move to the left, move in a circle, move your legs a little bit in a figure eight, and just kind of hang out right here. This would be the ultimate. Maybe we can go up and rotate, backswing. Bring your hand back down. Maybe you can go up into follow through. Bring your hands back down, working on your posture. And then start to come back out of it. Push through your heels, nice flat back, still staying in your golf stance or athletic ready stance, and then stand back up. That is a deep squat assessment. Before I load you, before you load yourself, which means before you put weight on your back, before you hold on to dumbbells, before you put a bar anywhere, you better be able to get into a deep squat without pain and then come back up slowly. Okay, why is that important? If you can't do that very well, it could be something wrong with your ankles, it could be your knees, it could be your hips, it could be any part of your spine. What I would highly recommend is you find somebody close to you in your area who is a certified golf fitness specialist to work on your deep squat. For that exercise and more ways to help your deep squat, go ahead and check out my website, fitforgolfusa.com.
Fit for Golf and Fit for Life has been brought to you by Antigua, apparel for your game. Our course of the week is the McConnell Golf owned and operated Reserve Golf Club in Pawleys Island, South Carolina. And the nice thing about being a member at a McConnell owned and operated club is that you have reciprocal play throughout their entire network. Right now, we're out here at hole number 5. It's a great little par 4 that requires 2 excellent shots to get on the putting surface in regulation. However, on your second shot, should you miss the green left or right, you'll be scrambling to post a score. Hole number 5 is a tough par 4. From the tee, you're taking aim at a tight fairway with a very large tree down the left-hand side.
That can snag up a pulled shot or a hook. And the tree line definitely is in play on the right-hand side. If you hit it down the right-hand side, you're also dealing with a shot that you're going to have to hit a cut shot to get it on the green, because the trees do kind of stick out a little bit.
And as you can see, it's probably better to be accurate than long off the tee here at hole number 5. Now, once you find the fairway, get ready to take aim for a green that is well protected.
One of the prettier holes, in my opinion. You're sitting up on a elevated tee and it kind of looks down into the valley, and then your second shot is more uphill and you know, probably a half a club more.
Okay, well, we made the turn at our course of the week, the Reserve Golf Club here in Pawleys Island, South Carolina. Now it's time to tackle a tough little par 4, number 10. Off the tee, you've got to thread the needle through the chute out to the fairway, not very wide. Then on your second shot, you'll be taking aim at a fairly flat green, but it's not big, and it's got water and sand off to the left-hand side. If there is a common thread to this Greg Norman designed golf course here at the Reserve, it is with the tee boxes. Often at times you are forced to hit your tee shot through a chute leading to the fairway. Thus, it creates an illusion of a fairway that's not very wide. Another feature Norman used here at the Reserve is creating a water hazard that comes up just short of the green but is barely visible off the tee.
You don't see how far the water comes back on the left-hand side standing on the tees.
Can it come into play? Well, for the long hitters, yes.
You got to hit an accurate shot. You got waist area and out of bounds right.
So finding the short grass off the tee is one of the keys to scoring here at hole number 10. This will leave the player with a mid to short iron into a fairly flat green.
Great hole, and really looks good from the fairway with the pond left and the trees down the right-hand side of the green. Hello, my name is Donald Clement, and I'm the Director of Golf at the Reserve Golf Club in Pawleys Island, South Carolina. I'm here to give you a tip of the week, and I'm going to try to teach you how to bump and run a shot from just off the green here at the Reserve Club. First of all, I'm going to choose a club depending on how far I am from the flag. This time I'm going to choose a 9-iron because the flag's about 25 feet from me. If it were farther from me, I would probably choose an 8-iron or a 7-iron. First of all, the first thing is I grip the club way down. I want to take the club as short as I can, and then I place the club behind the ball, playing it off my right foot with a big time open stance because I want to be able to see the line as I'm hitting this shot. So I put the club behind the ball, I keep my hands way forward, and I want to keep my wrist out of the shot. So I take it straight back, straight through. So let's recap that. We're going to choke down all the way to the bottom of the grip. We're going to play it off your right foot with an open stance. Hands forward, keeping the wrist out of it. And that's your tip of the week.
You know, as we mentioned earlier in the program, that if you want to score out here in the Reserve Golf Club, a Greg Norman design, you need to do so on the shorter par 4s and some of the par 3s. And I think here at hole number 12, it's one of those par 3s where you can take advantage of the opportunity to post a low score. However, your best bet is to go for the center of the green, avoid the water to the left, and of course, the sand to the right. Though not the longest par 3 on the golf course, hole number 12 here at the Reserve Golf Club is a great golf hole. Off the tee, you're looking at a waste bunker that runs from the tee box all the way up to the green complex. To the left, there is a pond.
Sunday hole location, back left. You try to start hitting a shot into that hole, and if it's turning left at all, and we've got the greens cut down, it will feed into the water.
So accuracy off the tee here at number 12 is vital to scoring on this par 3.
It's probably one of our biggest greens. A lot of hole locations on that green, and again, you got to be accurate because it's so big and there's a lot of undulation to that green on 12.
And the best way to play number 12 and avoid a big score is to take aim for the center of the green.
Center of the green is really good for any hole location because you can, get your 2-putt, get out of there with a par, and you've done well.
There are private clubs with golf courses. And then there are private golf clubs. For the Reserve Golf Club here in Pawleys Island, it is the latter. This McConnell-owned and operated club features a Greg Norman designed golf course. Add to a member, the Reserve is all about golf. When you step off the golf course and into the Reserve's clubhouse, you'll find a well-appointed golf shop. And just steps away from the golf shop, members can enjoy a delicious meal with their favorite beverage. The Reserve Golf Club, your private golf sanctuary along the Grand Strand of South Carolina. Our final look at our course of the week, the Reserve Golf Club in Pawleys Island, South Carolina. A McConnell Golf owned and operated facility brings us out here to hole number 18. Now this is a very long par 5 on this Greg Norman designed layout. It's a 3-shot par 5 for almost every player except the truly gifted golfer. And it requires 3 excellent shots to get aboard in regulation. As you tee it up for your final time in your round on this Greg Norman design, you'll do so on the longest par 5 on the course. For all but the best players, this is a 3-shot par 5.
Dustin Johnson, the day he shot the course record, 3-iron to the middle of the green, made eagle, shoot 65.
While most of us do not hit it as long as the pros, knowing where to place your tee shot in the fairway goes a long way to giving yourself the opportunity to post a good score here at number 18. Now your optimum position is to play off the bunker down the left-hand side. From there, you'll need to continue to work your ball down the left-hand side and avoid the pond down the right.
So you have to be accurate there and keep it left or hit enough club to get over it. And then it's a short iron wedge, 3rd shot to another very large green, but very flat.
And while you might be tempted to go for the flag stick on your approach, the best shot is to the center of the green.
You have that right hole location that we stick over by the pond, and it brings that water into play for sure.
And that's going to do it for this week's show. We do want to give special thanks to Donald Clement and the entire staff here at the Reserve Golf Club in Pawleys Island, South Carolina. McConnell Golf owned and operated club. And as a member of McConnell Golf, you're a member at all their clubs throughout their entire network. I'm Alan Hunter. For all of us here at Golf America, hit 'em long and straight, and we'll see you next time. Golf America, a weekly look at the courses you play and the game we love, has been brought to you by Antigua, apparel for your game, and by cyberlinksgolf.com, the home of golf course videos.